We'll say good morning. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of November. It is 6:45 a.m. as I am speaking. Some of the big headlines today is that potential tropical storm Vince is now even further out to sea. So we're thinking it's not going to have a direct impact on our weather. It had moved a little closer, and yesterday some of the rain showers may have been, you might say, broadly connected to it. But it's now far enough away that we're just dealing with some moisture in the Caribbean. We have very rich, moist air over us. So that means occasional showers. We'll see that through much of the day on Thursday, and then we'll start to get a cold front coming through, which will give us a period of rain. But after that, some rapidly improving weather. And we're going to talk about that in our discussion today. Also, an explanation of those maps that the National Hurricane Center puts out. Someone asked me, what does that box mean? Is it possible that it'll still come this way? So we're going to talk about what we can tell from those boxes that the National Hurricane Center puts out. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get started today. Let me go back to our broad view of where we're at. Actually, their cold front is way back here. Let me go to the my little map here that shows where the cold front is. And there it is. It's pushing a little bit beyond the cold front, but here's our storm, the center of our storm, and it'll be moving this way. Here we are with some rich, moist air that'll bring us rain showers off and on. We'll also have some periods of sun, a lot like yesterday, probably, for our weather. Let's get the latest on our rainfall. Utila has seen quite a bit of rain since midnight, and actually most of it has fallen since 3:30 a.m. All right, 2.5 inches still near the airport, 1.5 inches on the south side near town here, and 1/3 of an inch in Sandy Bay. Very light rain totals elsewhere, 0.2 of an inch on the Punta Gorda and Palatilli side. So we'll continue to see those scattered showers today, like I said, with periods of sun as well. So let's take a look at our forecast here. We can see our low staying well out here in the sea in the Caribbean. And then as time goes on, we're going to get this norther coming through. Now, this doesn't show it too much. Let's go to the GFS and see if we can see it a little bit better defined. But there will be a spate of rain Thursday night into Friday. You can kind of see it, the front right here. Here's a low at the top of it, and swinging through with some heavier rain, maybe into Friday morning. But then once it sweeps through, we're going to get some northerly winds. And look at that, some clearer skies, some rain-free weather. Let's take a look at the chart to see what this will do to our winds. Through tomorrow morning, very light winds, 2 to 3 foot seas, and here's our scattered showers. Here's our little bump as the front comes through. There's a good chance we'll catch, and I think there's some chance we'll get some storms in here too, maybe some lightning and thunder with this. And then Thursday night into Friday, our winds turn to the north, 15 to 20 miles an hour, up to 4 foot seas. Not too bad for a norther. And turning a little bit to the northwest on Saturday. One thing about as this comes through, even though we'll have better weather, when the upper levels of the atmosphere cool this much, we're still possible it's going to wring some rain out a little bit. So we'll still see some showers Friday afternoon into Saturday. Shouldn't be too heavy, but kind of a chilly north rain, you might say. And you look here at our temperatures, daytime temperatures, 78. Can you believe it? I hope it happens, with partly cloudy skies. So we're talking about some sun and 78-degree temperatures. So that's almost never happens here. So I'll be very interested to see if that happens. I want to go ahead and talk about what these watch boxes mean. So this is the 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook from the National Hurricane Center in the US in Miami. So we see this little X. This X is where the National Weather Service thinks the center of our storm is. So that corresponds to something around here. Makes sense. That's kind of where, sometimes it's not where the most storms are, but it's the center of the low pressure meaning that the air wants to go up in the atmosphere, and that creates rain. So as we come back here, then we see this little orange box. Now it's orange because there's only a 50% chance of development. If it were 70%, it would turn red. But this round box is not the size of the storm. This round box is the potential, the whole area where potentially the center of this storm could go. So most of the time, and for this storm, it's going to be true that this storm's probably not going to be bigger than this box. When you're dealing with a storm that intensifies, sometimes a storm can be bigger than the box if it gets really big, like a Hurricane Katrina or something. That's not what this is going to be. So you notice, since we're outside this box, that means that the National Hurricane Center does not expect this storm to come our way within 7 days. And you can see, because the storm is here and the box kind of is inclined to the northeast, that means that they believe that the storm is going to move to the northeast. This right here, of course, not any really concern to us, but if you're in the northern Bahamas and off the coast of the southeast US, somewhere in this area, they expect there's a 10% chance of a tropical cyclone forming. When I say a tropical cyclone, that simply means there's closed circulation. Usually that'll be called a depression, under 39 miles per hour winds. 39 miles per hour up to 74 miles an hour is tropical storm. And then above 74 miles an hour, sustained winds, that's winds that last more than like 5 seconds, becomes a hurricane. So these boxes and this percentage is about how likely it is to form a tropical depression. So it's not saying it's a 50% chance of a hurricane or anything like that. So just so you know, a lot of times they'll put these boxes out and it'll look real scary, especially if the information with it is not accurate. You know, if you're looking at this and saying, oh my, there's going to be a hurricane near us and it might come this way, that could be pretty scary. That's not the case. This is nothing for us to worry about. All right, so let's move on with rainfall predictions through today. You can see our rainfall prediction has really fallen, 1/4 of an inch according to the icon. The GFS, 1/2 an inch, maybe getting close to an inch, and the Euro, right around an inch of rain. So scattered showers, possibly up to an inch of rain. Let's talk about our rain prediction for tomorrow and put it on the 24-hour rainfall predictor and take us into Friday at midnight. That's all day Thursday. A lot of this has to do with that cold front coming through tomorrow night. About an inch of rain according to the Euro, a little more according to the GFS, 1.5 inches, and the icon, 1/2 an inch or so. Now let's do Friday's rainfall. It's less. Look at that. As our cold front has passed through, we're on the drier side of it. Maybe just a sprinkle or a scattered shower from one of those clouds that I talked about as the cold air gets rained out. The GFS is a little more wanting to give us a little more rain. That's a 1/2 inch for Friday. Now let's do Saturday. Look at that. I mean, that's just like a sprinkle, maybe on Saturday somewhere in the morning. Most of us not getting any rain. And then let's do Sunday. I think you're going to get excited. Another sprinkle. Oh, look at that. Maybe hardly anything. Now let's do Monday. Ah, no rain. I mean, I'm not going to swear that no one's going to see any rain at all on Monday, but chances are good. A completely dry and sunny day on Monday with pleasant temperatures and a little lower humidity. Now, because we're on the sea, we never get zero humidity, or as low humidity as you get inland, but about as pleasant as it ever gets here, with temperature and a little bit lower humidity. So enjoy it. We'll get through the next couple of days with a decent dose of rain, but things improve. North wind, but not a norther in the classical sense. Just some nice weather. So towards the end of next week, possible another norther that does bring rain, but most of next week, especially the first part, will be pretty nice. All right, you guys have a good day. Keep in touch. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe on Facebook, on YouTube, and to check us out on patreon.com.